Wait a minute, man. Hold up. And she said nothing. Wait a minute. I need to get a drink for this one, man. Uncle Mike about to go hard on this one right here, baby. What is up? What is up, YouTube? Hey, we just hit 490K subscribers. We need 10,000 subscribers more. So would y'all please, please hit that subscribe button, man. Help Uncle Mike, who's working so hard. We're going to reach 500,000, man. I cannot believe this. 500,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. You know I'm psyched, so I got to play my #1 favorite song that I did. This on the album, man.
482.
This is on the album. 490,000 subscribers. Yeah.
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell. Tunnels under his house and he can't make bail. Neighbors scared stiff, won't retrieve they ball. If it bounce over Diddy gate,
they don't call.
Ain't no doorbell ringing, ain't no fence climbing. They say the double dance quiet when the stars are lining. Talk in the street about basements with screams, where the silence too loud and the truth still bleed. Lawyer walks off, said the case too thick. Even his mama on IV drip sick, trying to detox demon while praying on lies. But you can't cleanse blood when it drips from the sky.
Lawyers will argue today that Sean Combs deserves some special treatment. They're hoping to get him out from behind bars as quickly as possible. This morning, the case against Sean Combs returns to court following the split verdict.
I can't believe I saw the twins in the pews, eyes wide shut, trying to dodge daddy's news. Courtroom silence when they walking slow. I felt the shame hit the floor like a soul on a go. They say he comfy now. Sheets folded neat, other inmates doing favors just to eat. He's still moving like a mobile with a plan, but God don't blink, the karma hits like a fan. Cases dropping daily, names ain't redacted. One brave soul said, nah, I ain't masking. I'm not anonymous, I'm proud with the pen. Said you're gonna remember this truth again and again.
We are just getting started. We're gonna win, and we're not gonna stop until he walks out of prison, a free man to his family. The defense argues there are exceptional circumstances.
I can't believe
Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy.
face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe
Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy.
face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe.
Man, that thing still sound good, man. I don't know. Woo! I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty. Oh my God, y'all. That's a hit. People keep calling me. Oh man, I ain't know you do music like that. What you think I do in here? Okay. Whew. Hit that subscribe button, man. Brother working hard. I'm looking at some different type of videos and stuff, man. We about to start doing. Introduce to some people, man. Whew. I know one thing, Uncle Mike, stay out. I'm out of shape, man. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. Give him a thumbs up, man. Check this out, man. Justin, Beyoncé and Jay-Z panic. Beyonce and Jay-Z going through some stuff, man. Y'all know Jay-Z got turned down for that casino and everything. Everybody know about that. That's worldwide news. They said no, they ain't having it. Beyonce and Jay-Z panic if their secrets leak to Diddy's parties are exposed. Oh my God. Well, he was at the party. Remember they was all having a drink and stuff. They probably showed that little clip in the video. Y'all doing all right? It's Saturday morning. Well, it's lunchtime now, man. It's past Saturday morning. I got up and started doing my reactions and all that type of stuff, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
The man who claimed he was sex trafficked by Sean Combs paraded around a party where multiple celebrities were allegedly present and then assaulted has now dropped two big names from his lawsuit, Jay-Z and Beyoncé. While other big names remain in the suit, why were references to these two A-listers purposely omitted in a newly amended complaint?
What? I didn't hear that, man. I didn't. Man, Jay's, hey, I'm letting y'all know. Diddy might have had some powerful people in his corner, but Jay-Z got some power. You talk about the two bosses in real life, man. You talking about in today's world, in the social media, the two bosses, right? I don't want to know what you want to call them. Hip hop bosses. Let's just call them hip hop bosses. Two of them. Jay-Z, man, he is big, young. It's hard to catch the big balls.
Dude, Jay-Z and Beyoncé. While other big names remain in the suit, why were references to these two A-listers purposely omitted in a newly amended complaint?
Beyoncé caught at Diddy's Freako FF party. The shocking truth they don't want you to know. You've been lied to about Beyoncé your entire life. While you've been worshiping the so-called Queen Bee, she's been rubbing shoulders with one of the most dangerous predators in entertainment history.
Where's that picture, Queen Bey? Your BFF Diddy, who's now on trial for being what is alleged to be a serial rapist and abuser of women. I haven't heard you comment on that. You have so many things you want to say about items in the news. Let's hear it. Go ahead, Queen. Let's hear you explain your relationship and your husband's relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. I'll wait.
Oh my God. She going hard. This look like a big platform right here, baby. They got the top of the line professional microphone like Uncle Mike does. Yeah, they going hard. They going hard, baby.
Can't wait to watch that at your next show. Okay. But nobody in the entertainment industry is going to get in your face with a microphone on that because you're untouchable, except you're not. And
in
it drives
this
you
video,
crazy.
watch how Jay-Z quickly turned around when P. Diddy greeted Beyoncé with a touch on her shoulder. Jay-Z came out of nowhere. This was at the Rock Nation brunch back in 2018. Jay-Z definitely wasn't having it.
What I'm about to expose will shatter everything you thought you knew about your precious idol. We're talking about Beyoncé witnessing drug victims, sexual humiliation, and the most twisted parties in celebrity history, and she said nothing.
So she's decided to use some videotape.
Wait a minute, man. Hold up. And she said nothing. Wait a minute. I need to get a drink for this one, man. Uncle Mike about to go hard on this one right here, baby. Golly, you mean to tell me they don't know nothing? They don't know nothing. They've been at all the white parties. They done did their own parties. They got people pointing the finger at them, and they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing? Okay, all right. We're going to go with
bullshit.
Let's go.
Of me pointing out that country music's been around for a long time before she got into it, and she's not the be-all, end-all. She's very focused on me. And there's one line of commentary. What has she said about Diddy? Where's her commentary about that disgusting pervert with whom she and her gross husband were best friends? Because I've seen plenty of pictures of them celebrating together and at Diddy's parties. She didn't have a moment to spare a word for him. So yeah, it runs deep, the rot in this community.
Basically, he alleged that he was kidnapped, he was drugged, he was held against his will, he was beat up, he was transported to a celebrity-filled party where he was then sexually assaulted, forced to partake in unwanted sex acts. And while he listed a lot of high-profile names in this lawsuit, not necessarily as defendants, but as people who were at this party, that he claims, by the way, was held at a property owned by Emilio and Gloria Estefan in Miami and then taken by a secret tunnel to Sean Combs' property. The complaint that was filed at the beginning of the month read, high-profile individuals including Jacob Arabo, Jacob the jeweler, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyoncé Knowles Carter are identified as witnesses due to their presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy.
Now, y'all know, just a side note, man, LeBron stopped playing for a couple of weeks or months or something. He left the Lakers. He had left and stopped playing because this shook him so hard. Because he knew it's true. He know it's true. And them people probably said, don't worry about it, man. Yo, don't worry about it. We're going to sweep it all under the rug or whatever they said, whatever. Get it back on the team, man, and act like normal. That's what happened, man.
James and Beyonce Knowles Carter.
Hear that, Rob?
Of the
Rob
month
James.
read
Rob
high-profile individuals, including Jacob Arabo, Jacob the jeweler, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyonce Knowles Carter are identified as witnesses due to their presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy. You know, a freak-off has been described so many times in different lawsuits and the indictments, but here's the thing. In a newly amended complaint, Manzaro has dropped Jay-Z and Beyonce's names. And that is really interesting because here's the thing. What did Manzaro allege in the prior complaint? Quote, upon regaining partial consciousness, the plaintiff found himself inside a large party area upon information and belief that it was Diddy's son's birthday party. Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles Carter were seated in the room. And upon seeing plaintiff, Beyonce Knowles Carter asked, "What's this? What's this all about?"
Man. Diddy's son's birthday party, man.
Why is this half-naked white man with a blank mask standing here in front of me? Defendant Eric, this is Eric Mejias, responded, Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. This is part of his punishment. Plaintiff was forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering and taunting him. Defendant Diddy explicitly ordered plaintiff's degradation, saying, he's going to find out what we do to snitches tonight, get him undressed. But now, in a newly amended complaint, Jay-Z and Beyonce, no sign of their names. Their names are dropped. Their names don't appear anywhere. Why? Well, there's no official stated reason. But according to page 6, the couple's legal team provided information to show they weren't in Florida at the time of this alleged incident back in 2015. That reporting from that time indicates Jay-Z was actually making an appearance at NYU, and then he and Beyonce went on vacation in Hawaii, with the Daily Mail back in the day publishing photos of them together there.
You know, I think because he's also left the names of some of the other witnesses in the complaint, but he's taken Jay-Z and Beyonce out. And even though this is an unrelated case, if you remember the Jane Doe complaint that was filed against Jay-Z claiming that she was raped at a VMA after party in 2000, she later withdrew that complaint, and then he ended up filing a defamation lawsuit. So that could also add some pressure to this plaintiff as well. So if he sees, okay, might not have the evidence to back this up, I don't want to be faced with a defamation lawsuit. So that could also be part of it.
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Man, get out of here. We know good and well. We know cotton picking well, man. I'm still setting my levels. Come on, man. Y'all know good and well. People are being paid off. These people are taking this money to hide stuff, to cover up stuff. I'm not even going to be surprised if a year down the line, this dude is going to be, it's like a real live gangster movie, man. This is a life movie. Call it Lifetime. Damn, man.
But the fact that their names were dropped, and again, this doesn't appear to be like an oversight. Oh, we meant to include them and we're going to amend it. It seems like they were intentionally dropped because there's pretty much everything else about the second amended, the amended complaint is identical. It makes me wonder, does that show a weakness in this case? Does it show a weakness in the accuser's account?
Yeah, I think it could be alleged that it sort of chips away at possible credibility because, like you said, the other witnesses were left in. LeBron James, Gloria Estefan, the only real people that were taken out were Beyonce and Jay-Z. It sort of reminds me, again, coming back to that Jane Doe lawsuit when she had mentioned that a member of the band Good Charlotte was a witness to this alleged incident. And then it later came out a representative for the member of the band said, actually, no, he wasn't even in the state at the time. He was on tour with his band in a completely different state.
And you mentioned that because it doesn't...
Right, but come on, man. Are y'all serious? What the problem was, she had the years mixed up. The year of that event. And, you know, she admitted that, you know, she have a little bit of things mixed up and everything. But, oh my God, man, this is crazy, man.
Incident. And then it later came out a representative for the member of the band said, actually, no, he wasn't even in the state at the time. He was on tour with his band in a completely different state.
She mixed
and
up
you
the
mentioned
dates.
that because it doesn't appear that Manzaro and his lawyer, whatever conversation they may or may not have had about Jay-Z and Beyonce and why they decided to drop them from the suit, again, as witnesses, they are moving ahead. They have filed this amended complaint. They've named several people as defendants, and they've still named several people as potential witnesses. So you have LeBron James, Jacob the jeweler, the Estefans, which in fact, according to the amended complaint, which is, again, seemingly almost identical, it reads, quote, inside, Gloria Estefan panicked upon seeing plaintiff's deteriorating state, demanding call an ambulance. However, defendant Emilio quickly silenced her and ushered her away into the crowd. Yeah. At that moment, plaintiff briefly saw LeBron James, who was wearing a white bath towel, brown shower shoes, and carrying a shaving bag, walking through the hallway. LeBron James looked at plaintiff and in response to Gloria Estefan's plan for an ambulance remarked, "Y'all better do something about that." So Elizabeth, it seems that Manzaro still believes he can prove that this happened, and he may want to call LeBron James and Gloria Estefan as witnesses. And by the way, Emilio, Gloria's husband, is named as a defendant, by the way, claims that he enabled Sean Combs' sex trafficking of Manzaro. So it seems like he's going full steam ahead, saying,
dude, he is naming that he had on a towel. This is the craziest thing, man. He had a towel on, LeBron James. He had on brown shoes. You know what? He had something in his hand. Somebody going through those type of details. What, he dreamed this? He dreamed it. Is that what you're trying to say? He trying to be as honest as possible, man. And Jay-Z and them, his lawyers got paid. This guy lawyers got paid by Jay-Z lawyers and all this stuff. That money talks, baby. That money talks. That's all I'm saying.
Gloria's husband is named as a defendant, by the way, claims that he enabled Sean Combs' sex trafficking of Manzaro. So it seems like he's going full steam ahead, saying this happened and they have a part of this. They're a part of this too.
She did nothing. She's been complicit in this nightmare. Here's what the mainstream media is desperately trying to hide from you. Court documents from Joseph Manzaro's lawsuit against Diddy contained the most explosive allegations about Beyoncé that have ever been filed. According to this victim, Beyoncé saw a drugged, half-naked man being humiliated in a disturbing adult-themed mask at one of Diddy's freak-off parties, and instead of calling the police, instead of helping, instead of leaving, she just made a casual comment like it was some kind of entertainment. This isn't just guilt by association anymore. This is active participation in witnessing abuse. But here's where this gets really suspicious and shows you just how powerful and corrupt the Carter Empire really is.
Look at this.
As soon as these allegations went public, what happened? Boom. Suddenly, Jay-Z's legal team comes out of nowhere with proof that they weren't even in Florida. Convenient photos from Hawaii, university schedules, media coverage. Are you seriously going to tell me that two of the most powerful people in entertainment can't fake a timeline? That they can't pay people to create false evidence?
Wow.
That they don't have the resources to cover their tracks? Think about this logically. Why would Joseph Manzaro, a victim of horrific abuse, specifically name Beyoncé and Jay-Z if he just made it up? What does he gain from lying about two of the most litigious celebrities on the planet?
And LeBron
He's risking
James.
everything to tell this truth.
Man.
And suddenly, magically, all mentions of Beyoncé and Jay-Z get removed from the lawsuit. That's not justice. That's intimidation. That's the power of celebrity lawyers silencing victims.
And what about the Ramir thing? They silencing Ramir for over 10 years. The allegedly the son. Excuse me, y'all. I'm drinking all my Vita Brights and vitamins. Y'all remember Good Times Vita Bright? Dude, the part that kills me, this is the part that kills me the most. All you got to do is take the test. It's 50% no or 50% yes. Why Jay-Z don't have to take the test? That's the only thing I'm worried about. I don't know if that he's the father or not. And I think half the world can agree with me. Or should I say the majority of the world should agree with me. I hope it's more than half. Just take the test, bruh. That's all. We don't care about all that he say, she say stuff. If you take the test and you was nowhere near the mother, then you take the test, it should show that. I think it's a 99.9% chance that you are not the father. Let's have the test done. That's all we trying to say. Here we go.
And it was a little bit confusing when I was first reading through the complaint. What is this person's connection, apparent connection to Diddy? Because a lot of the lawsuits that we've been seeing that have been filed, or allegations that have been talked about in documentaries or things like that, the person was either maybe in Diddy's entourage, they had worked for him, they had known him in some capacity. Here, it's not really clear. The issue of celebrities being dropped, a lot of the claims that were made, like you said, are very fantastical. So it does provide a little bit of doubt. But I will also say, when all this stuff about Diddy first came out, a lot of people didn't believe it. And this first civil lawsuit that I think spawned all of this, Cassie's lawsuit against him, a lot of people didn't believe her. And it wasn't until months later, they ended up settling that suit, but it wasn't until months later when that video came out of them in that hotel hallway, I think did the general public start to see, okay, maybe there's more to this story than we believe. And
hate it when I see that thing, man. Boy, no bail. He's still in jail. That's the only thing that makes me feel better. Oh my gracious, man.
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail.
Can't make bail.
And even in the indictment, when, the famous references to freak-offs and thousands of bottles of baby oil, all of that seemed ridiculous. But the more and more time goes on, the more allegations we're seeing, the more possible credence there could be. So it does seem like a really fantastical complaint. But based on what we've seen so far, you never know.
Let's talk about what the Bayhive doesn't want you to remember. Beyoncé's long history with Sean Combs. She didn't just accidentally end up at one party. She collaborated with him on Summertime in 2003. She attended his infamous white parties for years. She was photographed with him countless times throughout the 2000s looking cozy and comfortable. This wasn't some distant acquaintance. Beyoncé was deep in Diddy's world for over a decade. And you're telling me she had no idea what was going on? That she never saw anything suspicious? That she never heard any rumors? Bullshit. She knew exactly who Diddy was and what he was capable of, and she chose to maintain that relationship anyway. Every single time she posed for a photo with that monster, every time she attended his parties, every time she worked with him, she was enabling his behavior. And now that Diddy's world is crashing down, suddenly the Carters are in full panic mode. Sources reveal they're checking the news daily, terrified their names will come up. Quote from Daily Mail.
I would
Beyoncé
too.
isn't in a good place at all and is surrounded by her mother and other friends at their home in LA. She has canceled some surprise promotional appearances.
Okay.
Canceled appearances?
Okay.
Why would an innocent person cancel appearances unless they're guilty and scared?
Another way of looking at it,
crazy.
you said it before, it could be so outrageous, so specific that you might be saying, how on earth can someone make this up? Maybe this actually, did happen. Which makes me wonder, before you file a lawsuit like this, if he had some evidence, right? If he had some proof, why not put it in the complaint? Put it in the complaint. It's a legal question of, does he really need to? You don't necessarily have to per se, but this is also a fight in terms of a media battle and a public perception battle. And you wonder, if you're going to file a lawsuit like this and name really high profile people, if you have some of the evidence to back it up, why not put it in the complaint? What do you think?
If they had him butt naked, man, or they had him, you heard what Beyonce said? Why is this unclothed gentleman in front of me? That's not a quote, or I'm paraphrasing. Dude, think about it. How he gonna get, can I have a recording of this so I can have evidence? How is he gonna get evidence?
Yeah, I personally think the more detail and evidence you can put in an initial complaint, the better, because it lessens the chance of a possible motion to dismissing the whole case. So, unrelated case, but the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni complaint. When he filed his complaint, he had all of those text messages and different forms of evidence that he's claiming backs up his claims within the complaint. So I think when you can include more evidence, it's stronger. Okay. However, it could also be a tactic by his legal team to not essentially want to give everything away right away, right? Maybe they want to save certain evidence for motion practice or for a potential trial. I personally think, again, the more evidence you can put in your initial pleading, the better it is, the better your chances of the case going on are. So it could be a possible tactic by his team.
Here's what's really happening behind closed doors. Their lawyers are working overtime to scrub any evidence. They're paying off witnesses to stay quiet. They're using their massive influence to control the narrative. They're preparing for the worst-case scenario. Jay-Z is infuriated that his friendship with Diddy has dragged him into this. But that's not anger at being falsely accused. That's anger at getting caught. But this goes so much deeper than just one party or one lawsuit. This exposes the entire entertainment industry conspiracy that's been hiding in plain sight. Think about all the other celebrities who were at these parties. LeBron James was also named as a witness. Countless A-listers attended Diddy's events for years. Everyone in Hollywood knew what was happening, and they all stayed silent. They all protected each other. They all prioritized their careers over protecting victims.
Yep, they
Beyoncé
sure did.
isn't just guilty of witnessing abuse. She's guilty of being part of a system that enables predators. She's part of a celebrity elite that thinks they're above the law, above consequences, above basic human decency.
Yeah.
Every time you stream her music, every time you buy her products, every time you support her brand, you're financially supporting someone who turned a blind eye to horrific abuse.
Whoa, that's facts. Then you got Jennifer Lopez. All of them do the same, man. All of them. Dang, you're turning a blind eye. Oh my God, how can you support this? Keep your money in your pocket, ladies and gentlemen. Do something better with that. One more time with that
Every
one.
time you stream her music, every time you buy her products,
every
time you support her brand,
support.
You're financially supporting someone who turned a blind eye to horrific abuse.
Somebody that turned a blind eye. That's deep. I ain't even think about it like that. Man, that's deep right there.
And here's the evidence they don't want you to see. First, why did it take Jay-Z's team so long to provide this alibi evidence? If you're truly innocent and have rock-solid proof, why wasn't that presented immediately? Second, the victim's description was so specific. He didn't just say celebrities were there. He quoted Beyoncé's exact words and described Jay-Z standing nearby. That level of detail doesn't come from making things up.
And
Third, look at Beyoncé's
James
behavior since
detail.
Diddy's arrest. She's been unusually quiet. No social media posts defending him. No statements about their friendship. For someone who's usually very vocal about social justice issues, her silence is deafening.
Both of them. Nobody. One fool, that's Steven, I think his name's Steve. I was going to try my best to try to remember his name. He was the only one that stuck. Oh, Ray J. Well, we don't need to say no Ray J name. That's Steve, Ray J. Kanye West came to the joint. 3 out of all these celebrities, all of them. Maybe I missed something. Y'all put in the comments who else is supporting him. His one friend with the free Diddy shirt, but he ain't no celebrity. His mama, his kids. Who else?
Fourth, the speed at which they were removed from the lawsuit suggests serious legal pressure was applied. Victims don't just voluntarily remove powerful names unless they're being intimidated or paid OFF.
Never know what type of evidence people have or may not even have access to yet, right? Maybe the reason Cassandra Ventura didn't include that video within her complaint was she might not have had access to it. Again, it was surveillance tape from a hotel hallway. So there's a possibility that it could. I think, again, striking Jay-Z and Beyonce's name and kind of eliminating any possibility that they were even in Miami at this point. Again, it does chip away a little bit at his credibility. So I don't know if we're going to necessarily see a smoking gun in the same way that we did with the Cassie video. But again, you never know what kind of evidence people have. Again, when Justin Baldoni came out with that set footage of him interacting with Blake Lively, public didn't know that he had that. He's claiming that helped support his claims. So, there's a possibility. We don't know what evidence he might have. So I don't know, again, if there's a possibility we're going to get a smoking gun type evidence or video or photo, but there's always a small possibility.
Now, I mentioned the celebrity responses. I want your take on this. So LeBron James spokesperson told TMZ when this lawsuit was first filed, this is demonstrably false and doesn't even merit a report or response. A basic internet search shows what LeBron was doing all of April 2015. He was playing basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers and never in Miami. Gloria and Emilio Estefan's representative, saying Gloria and Emilio Estefan strongly deny the allegations made. The property in question was never a home where Gloria and Emilio resided, but was rather a house they owned for family use. There were no parties thrown at the property between 2012 and 2019. We have all necessary documentation to support these facts and will provide it to the court. And the attorney for Brendan Paul, who's an alleged associate of Combs, a defendant in this action, he's accused of obstruction, human trafficking. He also released a statement saying when the complaint was filed on April 1st, quote, "Is this an April Fool's Day joke? If someone seriously filed this lawsuit, the allegations against Brendan are 100% false and literally impossible to have occurred." Brendan was still in high school in Ohio at the time, having never even set foot in West Palm Beach in his life. Now, Elizabeth, these are their responses. These are their counter arguments. It's hard to sort what's true, what's not, but the fact that you see these responses, which you could say are very consistent to the response from Jay-Z and Beyoncé, we have an alibi. I mean, we could tell you we weren't there. The fact that Mr. Manzaro is moving forward, naming these individuals despite these responses, an interpretation is he feels, I don't believe them, I can prove they're wrong, or I'm waiting to see them, discredit what I'm saying. What do you take away from this?
How difficult is it for this party? I don't know. Helicopter, private airplanes, these people travel big. Boom. LeBron James had basketball practice. At the end of the basketball practice, we're going to go over there. We got a day off. We're going to go over there. Diddy invite us to this party. I'm going to be over that joint and get my freak on. Get my freak on. And then I'm going to fly back. I don't think it's impossible. How about that? Even with the Jay-Z and Beyonce, I don't think it's impossible. That's the point I'm making.
Two things that came up from that, because I think all of the attorneys for all the parties put forward evidence. The best scenario and the best defense you could put forward is an alibi. I wasn't there. Here's the proof I was out of the country or out of the state. I think one thing to keep in mind is the attorney for Jay-Z had said, look at photos. You see that they're in Hawaii celebrating their anniversary. There's a report that he was in New York. Photographic evidence is it's hard, very difficult to negate. So I don't know if those attorneys for the other celebrities and people named have provided that sort of concrete photographic or video evidence. That could be one. And also number two, I think, again, the fact that Jay-Z filed a defamation suit against Jane Doe and the other complaint that we mentioned, unrelated case, I think that's a big factor here, because so far for the other individuals involved, I haven't seen their attorneys make that type of move. But if you're seeing that Jay-Z's legal counsel is taking a very aggressive stance and saying any allegations against him, whether as a witness or defendant, we're going to take this seriously. And if you don't have the proof to back it up, we will initiate a defamation lawsuit. That's really serious. I mean, no plaintiff wants to face that. No plaintiff's attorney wants to face that, because that doesn't just chip away at the plaintiff's credibility. It also could possibly chip away at the plaintiff's attorney's credibility and just overall standing as well. So those are the two things that really came up when I saw that.
It's a great point, because it seems to me, I think a fair argument, at least my opinion, is the defense in his criminal case hasn't shied away from there might be a lot of bottles of baby oil, and that the sexual encounters he had were called freak-offs. They're just providing different explanations for what they are. But talking about a lawsuit like this, could it be successful? Could it move forward if you just have Manzaro testifying? Let's say you don't have surveillance footage. Let's say you don't have photos. Let's say you don't have text messages. Can it survive based purely on his account, him taking the stand, saying this happened to me?
I think it's difficult. So generally in federal court, judges are very hesitant to grant motions to dismiss, because the whole idea is they want to give plaintiffs a chance to prove their case. And when a person files a complaint, there hasn't been any discovery yet, no depositions, no written evidence, nothing like that. So it might go on for a little while. Whether or not he prevails, if it's just based on his testimony, I think that's going to be really tough. Because again, let's say a victim like Cassie, she had video evidence. She had other witnesses to these other alleged incidents aside from that hotel hallway incident. So there was a lot of evidence to back up what she was claiming. Whereas if it's just this individual just testifying, no video, no corroboration, no witnesses, I think that's going to be really tough.
Very tough.
So here's the truth they're desperately trying to hide. Beyonce and Jay-Z were deep in Diddy's world.
It's going to be very tough. But one of the things that you got to do is you got to keep filing, man. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep filing. Then someday a judge will say, well, God dang, why all these, they said you did this, but you was over here. They said you did that, but you was, okay, now we got you.
They witnessed his crimes, and they chose to protect their careers instead of protecting victims. The so-called Queen Bee is nothing more than a complicit bystander who watched horrific abuse happen and said nothing. She's not a feminist icon. She's a fraud who abandoned her values the moment it became inconvenient. And now that the walls are closing in, she's hiding behind expensive lawyers and fake alibis, hoping her fans are too brainwashed to see the truth. Well, I'm here to tell you the real truth. Your idol is a lie. The woman you've been worshiping is someone who witnessed sexual assault and chose to protect a predator instead of speaking up. I know the Bayhive is about to attack me in the comments. I know I'm going to get threats from her delusional fans who can't handle the truth about their queen. But ask yourselves this. If Beyoncé is truly innocent, why isn't she suing for defamation? Why isn't she providing her own evidence? Why is she hiding while her lawyers do all the talking? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but be ready for the truth to hurt. Smash that subscribe button if you want more explosive celebrity exposés that the mainstream media is too scared to cover. Hit the notification bell because this story...
look at this thing. Anyway, well, that's the end. I don't know what I just hit, man. But, shoot. I don't know, man. What was that? It messed me up on what I was going to say. I hate this mouse. The mouse will go to sleep, but wherever it's sleep at, it won't move until you hit a click button. And when you click, it's going to click on whatever it's rested at. Anyway, yeah, keep on filing. Every time I look, Jay-Z got a new filing going on. Keep filing and stuff. It's hard to have the evidence when you're the victim. You wake up that day, you wasn't planning on having somebody jump you or something bad happening to you, so you're not prepared to have all, that's why we need more video cameras all in the streets and everything, all through your house, all this type of stuff, so the evidence will be there when the time comes. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, baby. 490, we almost at 500,000. Little Uncle Mike channel is struggling, man. We about to be the big boys. We about to join the big boy team, man. Yeah, shout out to all the enders. Because of you all, thank y'all, man. I thank y'all so much. Hey,
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell,
tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. He can't make bail, y'all. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Hey, y'all tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.